Jay here, Dirt Bike TV. This video is for you Rekluse owners that have a RadiusCX auto clutch. This is an adjustment video on how to properly adjust the free play gain right here so that your clutch lasts a long time and also performs at its best. Checking your free play gain is very important. It's just as if you're going to check tire pressure or put gas in your bike. Before you ride, you need to pay attention to where it's at. As the clutch wears out, it's gonna change, so you wanna do your best to make sure your investment lasts a long time. We're gonna show you how to check the free play gain and what it looks like when it's correct and when it needs adjustment. So as you can see, checking the free play gain is pretty simple. You just have pressure on it. You can even see, even just with my hand on there, if I crack the throttle, and you're not pinning it wide open, you're just gonna kind of do what you would do maybe on the trail to just kind of just give it some gas to blip over something, 4,000 or 5,000 RPM, just rup, rup, and you can see it move in, and you kind of will learn the pressure you can do with even just keeping your fingers on there if you don't have the rubber band. As you can see with the rubber band hooked up, it keeps a constant pressure on there. And as I rev it up, you can see it move in. Right now we have a tiny bit too much free play gain. A little bit too much free play gain where it moves in too far is better than no free play gain if it's sticking out. If it's way out, when you're revving it up with that band on or your fingers and it's not hardly coming in, that's not cool. Because what that's doing is creating excessive heat in your clutch and gonna smoke that clutch. So you wanna make sure you're on the heavy side of the play. I'd rather have too much than too little. One quick tip before we get too far into this is when you're riding with an auto clutch, it's not like riding with the auto clutch on your car. It's not an automatic transmission in the sense that it's downshifting when you stop. So you can't, and it's not a good idea to leave your bike in third or fourth gear and come to a stop and then want to take off in third or fourth gear. In your vehicle, your car automatically shifts down to first when you come to a stop. This bike does not. You're still gonna need to shift and ride it semi-normal. You can take off in second, but if you're lugging this thing around in third or fourth gear and going first or second gear speeds, you're gonna be smoking the clutch. So that's something you want to avoid. You can't just ride it like that just because you have an auto clutch. So many guys will wanna just leave it in one gear, think they can do everything, and especially if you're in sand or mud, lugging this thing, it's spinning that clutch up, creating a ton of heat, and you're gonna smoke those plates. Okay, so the first thing we do is we lay this bike over, and you can see we have a screwdriver pushing there to push the pedal down. You can push collapse the caliper on the rear brake down to give you room to do that. So that way it saves you having to take that pedal away. So it's a quicker process. But obviously, so adjusting the free play gain on a bike with a hydraulic clutch is way easier, of course. Okay, so we have our cover off. I like to keep the gasket with it if we can, and make sure that your dowel pins don't come out of the case that secure it, however it's secured on different models. Rekluse supplies you with a Velcro strap. If you didn't have this strap, you could just use a zip tie or something to hold the lever all the way into the bar. This will allow us to be able to work on our adjustment. Here's our adjuster ring right here. It has a lock right here. So we're just rocking it right here. We're gonna loosen this and we're gonna go one click counterclockwise to give us a little bit less free play gain. And it would be the opposite if we want to increase that free play gain. We're gonna go like this. And usually 1 or 2 clicks is all you'll ever need to move this if it's within the ballpark of what you just saw when we checked the free play gain. To unlock it, we're gonna turn like this till it pops up. And then to move this, we're gonna move one position to like right there. And that's gonna give us a little bit less free play gain. If we move this direction, it's gonna give us more free play gain, which is typically the way that you're gonna go if your clutch is wearing out a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna push it down and lock in, and it feels locked and it's firm, it's not gonna go anywhere. Now I'm gonna unlock my strap so that I'm just gonna make sure everything feels okay. Yeah, so everything feels good. Now to check it again, we have to put that cover back on and start it up. So now I'm gonna snug my cover back up, and I made sure that the gasket was down in good standing there. I don't want to ruin that gasket. So as you can see with the band, we still have a good amount of free play gain. And even with my hand holding it, I can get that good feel and we get that good free play gain. I think we could go one more click. As I said earlier, I'd rather err on the side of too much free play gain than not enough. Okay, so that's a wrap. Again, if you have a hydraulic clutch, and you'll have a slave on this side that's adjustable. If you have a RadiusCX from Rekluse Auto Clutch, you should have adjustable slave on this left side, which makes everything a lot easier. You're doing that same kind of adjustment, but externally right out there at the slave, so that's really easy. But with a cable clutch bike, this is what you're gonna have to do to make sure that that's good and safe for you to ride. Hopefully you enjoy all that. Hopefully it helps you out with your RadiusCX Auto Clutch on your cable clutch bike. And remember to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you guys next time in the track or trail.